Hi guys, I'm Rydel. Welcome back to my channel. We are back. Okay, so I'm answering your questions that you asked me on Instagram. Postpartum. So let's just hop right into it. The main thing I'm seeing a lot of is did you deal with any postpartum depression? And I did not. I know it's pretty common. I think a lot of postpartum depression depends on maybe like your hormone levels, or like I said, like when you lose your placenta, you're losing some hormones, etc. Basically, to help with that, you want to really try and like rebalance everything out. Like I got my placenta encapsulated, and that's supposed to help with postpartum depression. And then I think if you keep taking like your prenatal vitamins, etc., really choose wisely who you want to be surrounded by postpartum. Because if you have someone coming in who's just like negative, like like that is not going to help you. Do not feel bad if you're like, you know what, I don't want to see anyone for 2 weeks. Guess what? That is okay. I am here to tell you that is okay. You immediately are like, oh my gosh, like I have to see this person. Oh, like I feel bad. I should invite this person over. Or this person wants to see the baby. Like la la la. And it's like immediate, like all this like guilt and stuff. And I'm like, no. Rydel, we don't give a shiz about anyone right now except for ourselves and baby. Someone said, what's one thing people don't tell you about giving birth? So for me, just the whole giving birth and postpartum process, you can't really prep someone for. I feel like I was somewhat prepped. You know, I heard a lot of things from like my mom, my aunts, you know, other girls telling me their experience and stuff. But until you experience it yourself, it's really hard to actually grasp the whole idea of it. That's why like this time around, I feel a lot more prepared. I know what's gonna happen, etc. Certain things were happening and I'm like, why did no one tell me about this? Like, why did no one tell me pushing is the hardest thing ever? Like the contractions, yes, those hurt, but actually pushing the baby out is like, holy crap, this is a freaking marathon. Like no one said that like, hey, like pushing is hard. And no one was like, hey, BT dubs, you gotta like be really good at holding your breath when pushing the baby. So, and you guys know if you watch my videos, I'm always out of breath. I need to start now. I said I was gonna start a while ago. I haven't. I need to start now doing legit like breath routines. My dad and Riker were doing them because it's like a big health thing, and my dad can like hold his breath for like 6 minutes now. I need him to walk me through those steps on how to improve my like lung capacity or whatever. My OB basically is like when you're pushing, you're like as soon as you go like and catch your breath, you like suck the baby back up. Someone said like, what was the hardest part? Oh, what was the toughest thing you experienced? It kind of goes hand in hand with the pushing part. I was like, wait, what? This is so hard. And you're like sweating, you're hot. I was so nauseous while I was pushing, which did not help. I had heartburn, like the worst heartburn on the planet while I was pushing. It felt like someone took the most largest boulder and sat it on my chest. Other hardest part was figuring out how to breastfeed. And I couldn't have my mom with me in the hospital, and my mom is a professional breastfeeder, and I had the breastfeeding consultant like at the hospital. She was the sweetest lady, and she came in and helped me a couple times, but I still was like, bro, it's not working. Like latch super. Breastfeeding is tricky. TMI, how long did you and Capron wait after super to try again? Basically you just wait till you get the like A-okay from your doc. They'll be like, okay, yeah, you're good, everything looks good down there. On average, it's usually like 6 weeks. Kaylee, our house, said, did you struggle with body confidence after giving birth? Yes, you're an amazing mom. Thank you, you're so nice. I did not. I personally have never really struggled with body confidence, kind of like across the board my whole life. My mom is a very good example to me growing up. She never ever talked about her body poorly. For most like my teenage years and stuff, like she was she always said fluffy. She's like, I'm fluffy, and it was never like a bad thing. And so just knowing and like telling yourself like, yo, I literally just like carried a baby. I made him in my body, and here he is. I mean, you can't wrap your head around it. It's impossible. It's insane that we can do that with our bodies. And so just constantly kind of thinking about that and be like, yo, like I did this, so my body, you know, needs to heal and do its thing. Love yourself and love your body. That like, look what it's doing. Marianne said, do you plan on keeping the same feeding schedule you had with super with baby girl? Yes, definitely. I feel like, me personally, I love having a schedule. I love knowing what is happening. I love being able to plan my day. The fact that I know, you know, super is gonna nap at this time and this time, he goes to bed at this time. I can plan an activity, I can plan a lunch. I know I can film right now because I know know he's gonna be sleeping. So that's why I like doing the schedule from the start. The only thing I think I'm gonna do differently with baby girl is feed her every 3 hours or 3.5 hours instead of every 4, depending on my milk supply. I'm just gonna really pay attention to my milk supply this time. That is literally my main focus. If that means I should feed her every 3 hours or every 2.5, like I'm just gonna go off that, and then but still have a strict schedule. Zoe Shar said, what stretch mark creams do you use? PS, you're gorgeous, love your fam. Please do a family treatment. I love you too. I don't have like one specific brand I've used for stretch marks and just lotions in general. I'm kind of the type of person, I definitely love what I love, and I'll keep getting like a certain perfume or like a certain concealer. I like trying new stuff. I feel like every time I get a lotion or an oil, I get something new. For me, when looking for lotiony stuff, my main thing is it has to smell good. And so that's like number one. So the ones that I got back here, I actually, this is the second time I bought this. So the Palmer's Cocoa Butter formula. This stuff just smells yummy. Just kidding. It smells like just lotion. I've used the Burt's Bees body oil before. This is such a small bottle. I went through it quickly. I can't remember if this smells good. I love, for body lotion, I love Philosophy Fresh Cream Lotion. I have Honest Rock the Bump body butter. I think these are unscented. The unscented ones are like strictly just for moisturizing purposes and not smelling good. For me, when I'm buying body butters, I want them to be whipped. Okay, yeah, this one's whipped. To me, there's like nothing worse than a body butter that's just like rock hard and you have to like warm it up in your hands and try and put it everywhere. Ever Eden has a really, really good belly oil that I used. I had like 3 bottles of it. Hatch Maternity, their belly oil is delightful. Like it smells so good and it has really good ingredients, etc. How did you work around the lack of sleep some nights? You know, you just get through it. Your main focus is your new baby and meeting their needs. I don't know, you just like do it. You're just like, oh, it's, you know, 4 a.m. I guess I'm gonna feed him. Because of the schedule I used, I was actually sleeping pretty well at night. Like I at least was getting 5 hours, 6 hours in a row. How long did your postpartum recovery take? And then the question right next to that actually is, did you get your stitches out or did they give you dissolvable ones? So my OB actually cut me before like my last push. She was bomb in the delivery room. Like she was great. So she snipped me so that I wouldn't tear, which is amazing. Cause then it was just like a really clean, like I think like this big of a cut, rather than if I would have tore, it could have been like woo, and it could have been way worse. So I'm actually really glad that she did that and that she was like on her shiz. And so she snipped me, which means I only had to get like, I don't, like maybe 4 stitches down there, I'm not even sure, and they were dissolvable ones. So I feel like they dissolved after like 10 days maybe. Did you try the LV? So I have the Medela. Okay, so I have the Medela. Everyone was just raving about like LVs and stuff like that, or was it the LV or the LV and the Willow are the ones that just like sit in your bra, and I'm like, these seem so much more convenient. And so I did end up getting the LV pump, and I think it was nice. I personally like the cordless one because I didn't want to just like sit and pump. I'm just like, this is so boring. Like I'm just gonna sit here for like 20 minutes and pump. I'm like, I want to like, there's so much I want to do. I want to do a little laundry. I want to get the dishes done. And so that's why I got the LV pump in the end, because you can like just sit them in, pump, and like walk around. Jacka Hannah said, do you think postpartum will be easier the second time around? Definitely, for multiple reasons. 1, I know what to expect. 2, because it is baby 2, I think there'll be less healing to do down there from what I've heard and just like what I'm thinking. I'm definitely not going to stay in the hospital as long. I think I was in the hospital 2 days with Super, but I'm gonna tell my OB like, yo, you know, I got a 1-year-old at home. I want to be here for only 24 hours. Another thing postpartum that I did not do is I didn't bring any formula with me to the hospital. I didn't need it because my milk was fine. At the hospital, they like sent me home with Similac, and I got Similac in the mail. I already know I don't want to use this. It has like sugar and shiz in it, and I want the best of the best if I have to use formula. And so I am gonna get a formula just for like emergency worst case scenario type thing. Did you ever get back to your original weight before having Super? No. Not even close. I was like, and I keep telling everybody, and I don't care, by the way. I try not to really weigh myself a whole lot. As long as you're feeling good with yourself, like it doesn't matter what the number says. I was like at my prime before having Super because I was engaged and getting married. So I was like really being good girl. Working out a lot. I was swimming laps like every day. Like I can't wait till it's summer because I love swimming laps. Honestly, it's like the best workout for me because it doesn't hurt anything. Yeah, so I was like at my prime. For Super, I didn't really work out a lot when I was pregnant with him. I was just like, yo, this is my first pregnancy. I'm just gonna live it up. I'm gonna eat everything. I'm gonna relax, feed up. It was also still during the thick of COVID, so like there weren't like Pilates classes to go to or anything. I think if things were open, I would have been better about working out. Precious Smith said, how did you feel postpartum? Honestly, just like if I could choose like one word, it's probably just like overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff, like new mom, new baby, figuring out how to be a mom, figuring out how to breastfeed, taking care of yourself. I didn't personally really take like an actual maternity leave. Like legit, I was still like, we were still filming videos. I was still answering emails, like accepting campaigns, etc. I like being productive. I like being busy. I like working. But I do think this time around, like I really am gonna give myself some grace and be like, Rydel, guess what? It's okay. Like you don't have to check your email this week. And plus I have Super, like I can't just be like out for the count, you know, I want to take care of Super and be with him. Is it expensive to get everything you need postpartum, or does the hospital supply enough? If it's your first baby, I don't think the hospital provides enough. You just go through everything so quickly, depending on how much you're bleeding, etc. For baby number 2, I might not need as much stuff, but like I said, I want to be so extra prepared this time because I wasn't the first time around. Depending on what brand you buy, like Freedom Mom stuff is more expensive. You don't have to get that brand. Like you can try other brands, or I bet these are at Costco. You know what I mean? Like I got these at Target, but they're probably at Costco for half the price or whatever. Search for that. But I do feel like it can add up, definitely. S. Palmer said, what's the best thing you can do to help with breastfeeding once the baby is born? I would recommend, because that was the most tricky, confusing thing, I would recommend maybe watching and like studying some videos or something beforehand, and then maybe get like a breastfeeding consultant. I know a lot of people do that. I didn't do that because I had my mom. Alexis Rose said, did you find it hard socializing, going out with friends that aren't married / moms like you? Maybe like a teeny bit, like the smallest amount. I mean, for the most part, my mom is my best friend, and so I'm pretty much mostly with her. And then my other girlfriends, like my other best friends Kyle and Sophie, are younger. I'm not trying to like go out to like club or unsa or anything like that. I think for me, I'm just with family so much, so it wasn't like crazy. There's definitely some other friends who are like, oh, like let's get together, but it's like you feel like you can't relate to them anymore almost. I think it's important to like not look at those people and envy them. This is your new situation. This is your new life. You have this precious baby. You have a family to take care of, and really embrace that and enjoy that, and not be looking sideways like, oh, like I could be going out to dinner and getting drinks with friends or that. Like don't think about it like that. You can still do those things. Like I literally just took Super with me to all dinners and stuff. Emma Borg said, are you nervous for the post poo this time around? Yeah, I guess a little. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I took, they gave me stool softeners in the hospital. So I think I took 2, like one each day I was there. And then I didn't have any when I got home. I was like, I think I'm fine. And it was like, I don't know, it was no big deal. Scarlett April said, how hard is it to stick to a schedule with feedings, etc.? I think it's pretty hard if you don't have someone on your sideline like helping you and rooting for you. You get so many opinions from everyone around. It was really, and for me, I'm just like, I don't know, like, is he hungry? Is he tired? Like at the beginning, the first week or so, you're just like, I don't know what's happening. It would have been much harder if I didn't have my mom. I think that's everything. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. You're doing great, and good luck. Just do your best. You're gonna be great. I love you. See you in the next video.